It's Hallow Kitties, the sequel. Today we're going to be crocheting pieces 2 and 3 of the Halloween Cat nesting doll inspired pattern. Before you crochet pieces 2 and 3, you're going to need to crochet piece 1. The piece 1 pattern came out either a week or 2 ago. Not sure at this point because I'm filming both intros on the same day. I'm efficient like that. And I also didn't want to sit there for 3 hours while my sister did this again. So what you'll need to do is stop here, hop over to that first video, there will be a link for that down in the description, and crochet yourself a little cat. But before you do that, we need to discuss hook sizes for this pattern because it is important that we use a different size hook for each of our pieces so they fit together. What you'll need to do is first find out the recommended hook size of your yarn. For this pattern, I'm using this 4 Seasons Marble 8-ply yarn, which calls for a 4mm hook. So I'm going to grab that 4mm hook, and that is going to be the largest hook size I use. That is what I use to make the ghost pattern, which is the outside piece. You'll then need to jump half a hook size down, which is 3.5mm in this case. And this hook size is what you're going to use to crochet the second piece, my zombie cat here. After that, you're going to jump down half a hook size again, in my case, 3mm hook, and that is what you're going to use to crochet the smallest piece or the inside piece, which is the pattern that we did a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. Again, I don't know when this is going up. So to recap, you're going to use the recommended hook size for the largest piece. You're going to jump down a half hook size for the middle piece. You're going to jump down half a hook size again for your smallest piece. So far, I have only used 8-ply yarn to do this. While most of my patterns can be crocheted using any yarn weight and hook size, I just want to add the disclaimer that I have not done that in this case. So if you want to use a different size yarn, you're welcome to do that. I'm just not sure how that's going to work out with the jumping down of sizes, especially if you use like a chunky yarn, something that's like polyester, which creates a lot of friction. I don't know how that would work turning a piece inside out, but you are welcome to try. And that should cover everything. You need to get your hook sizes right. You need to hop on over to the first video, crochet yourself a little cat, and you don't have to stick with the skull one. You can make any variety you want. Though I would advise against making the Kitty one because the bolts will get in the way. Or you could just make the Kitty sans the bolts. But you're going to do that first. Then you're going to come back here and crochet pieces 2 and 3. And let's do that right now. In order to make a Halloween nesting doll cat, you're going to need hooks in 3 sizes. We discussed those in the intro, and because they're going to be different for everyone depending on what brand of yarn you use, I'm not going to mention the sizes here. If you would like to figure out what sizes to use, please watch the intro. Apart from that, we're just going to stick with our basic supplies. So we'll need scissors, stitch markers, a needle, and some pins. You can also have some other supplies on hand if you would like to add certain details to your cats. The first step in this pattern is actually to make one of the little Hallow Kitties that was last week's video, which would have been these guys here. And you're going to crochet this little kitty with your smallest hook size. So I've already done that. We are then going to jump half a hook size up, which I have here, and we're going to crochet the next cat piece, which is going to be the middle part of the nesting doll. So I'm going to put you down here, and I'll be starting this one off in pink yarn because I'm making the zombie version. But these cats are designed to be fairly malleable, so you can sort of substitute any cat for any section. Some people suggested on TikTok that you do the ghost as the centerpiece, then the skeleton, then the zombie, which makes sense. I just done the skeleton first. But for this tutorial, I'm just sticking with the zombie. So we're going to begin round 1 by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And 6, and we're going to close that up. And then round 2 is going to be 6 increases. Now an increase is just 2 single crochet in the same stitch. I'll go into this first stitch and I'll single crochet, and then I'm going to go back into that same stitch and make a second single crochet. And that is my first increase. I'm going to do this 5 more times. For round number 3, we're going to start with 1 single crochet, and I'm just going to pop my stitch marker in there. We're going to do an increase in the second stitch, and then we're going to repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 increase 5 more times, or 6 for the entire round. Round 4 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. I haven't yet done my final increase of the round, and the reason for that is we need to change color. So I'm going to go into that final stitch and do the first single crochet of my increase. I'm going to go back into that stitch again, yarn over and pull through, so I have 2 loops on my hook, but I'm not going to finish the stitch in the pink. Instead, I'm going to grab my green yarn. I'm going to line that up behind the head of my hook. I'm going to yarn over in the green, pull through those 2 pink loops, and finish my second single crochet of the increase in that. From this point forward, we're going to be working with the green, and I'm just going to single crochet over these 2 ends to secure them, but if you would prefer, you can weave those in. Round number 5 is going to be worked in the back loop only, and the back loop is the part of the stitch that's furthest away from us, so it's this section here. And in those back loops, we're going to do 3 single crochet, 1 increase, and repeat that 6 times. Round number 6 is 4 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times, and this time we're going back to working in both loops. At the end of row 6, we should now have 36 single crochet in total, and round 7 is just going to be 36 single crochet. Round 8 is 5 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. We should now have a total of 42 stitches in our round, and rounds 9 through to 13 are each going to be 42 single crochet. Round 14 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. We'll begin with our 5 single crochet, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to do an invisible decrease. To crochet that, you'll go under the front loops of the next 2 stitches, go under the first front loop and then straight under the second front loop, yarn over, pull through both of those front loops, and at this point you should have 2 loops on your hook. We're just going to yarn over for a final time and pull through both of those front loops, and that's how you do an invisible decrease. We're just going to continue on doing 5 single crochet, 1 decrease for the rest of the round. Round 15 is 4 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 16, which is going to be the final round of our headpiece, is 3 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. When you're finished, you don't need to leave a tail for sewing, but you do need to leave one that's long enough that you'll be able to weave it into the backs of your stitches to secure it, because we don't want this coming undone. So I'm just going to leave that for now. And then we're going to go on and crochet the next piece, which is going to be the ears. Now the ears is actually the same pattern that we used in our original Hello Kitty version, except we're making them slightly larger this time because of the upsized hook. We're going to begin with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. Round 2 is 2 single crochet and an increase, repeated 3 times. And round 4, the final round, is going to be 2 single crochet and an increase, repeated 4 times. We're going to finish off the ear by single crocheting the 2 sides together, so it'll end up looking like this. Start off doing that by going into stitch 1, and then you're going to turn your hook around and push it straight out of stitch 16. So we've worked into the first stitch and then we're going out of the last stitch. Once you've done that, you're going to single crochet. Then we're going to go into stitch 2, straight out of stitch 15 at the back, single crochet, and again we go into stitch 3, out of stitch 14, single crochet, and you're just going to continue single crocheting these pieces together for 8 single crochet in total, because we had 16 stitches when we finished. Folding that in half, single crocheting it together reduces that down to 8. When you finish doing that, you're going to leave a tail so you can sew this ear on, and you can decide whether to make 1 or 2 ears. I'm only going to be making 1 because on the other side I'm going to put a little scar on because I think that looks cool on the zombie cat. And now with that finished, we're going to go on and crochet the body. Like with our original Hallow Kitties, to start off the body piece, we actually have to start off by making the legs because we crochet them into the body later on. So I made 1, we're going to make the second here, and we start that off by doing 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round number 2 is just 6 single crochet. Turn that out the right way, and then round number 3 is 1 increase followed by 5 single crochet. Round 4 is 7 single crochet. For round 5, we're going to start with an increase, then we're going to do 3 single crochet, another increase, and finish with 2 single crochet. We should now have 9 stitches in our round, and rounds 6, 7 and 8 are each going to be 9 single crochet. But if you're like me, you may find it easier just to do 27 single crochet consecutively. Like with the head, we don't need to sew this onto anything, so we're just going to cut a short tail and weave that in through the backs of the stitches. And that's the legs done. The next piece we're going to tackle is the body. The body piece also starts off with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. For round 3, we're going to start off by doing 3 single crochet, 1 and stitch marker in there, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do 3 increases in a row. I'm going to do an increase in the next stitch, an increase in the stitch after that, and then another increase in the next stitch down. So that's 3 increases. We're just going to repeat this pattern one more time. I'm going to do 3 single crochet and then 3 increases. Round 4 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round number 3 is 3 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. After round 5, we should now have 30 stitches in our round, and rounds 6 through to 11 are going to be 30 single crochet each. Round 12 is going to be 3 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Alrighty, what we're going to do in round 13 is join the legs, and we're going to do this in the same way that we join the legs in our Hallow Kitty version. The stitch count is going to be a little bit different, but it's the same method. Therefore, I'm going to go through this a little bit faster than I did in this video. So if it's a bit too quick for you here, just hop on back to that other video and I will have explained it slower there. We're going to begin by doing round 13 part A, and I will be breaking this pattern up into parts A, B, C and D. And round 13 part A is just to do 9 single crochet. And 9, we're then going to single crochet the first leg to the body for 3 stitches. You're going to insert your hook into a stitch of the leg. It doesn't matter which stitch because it's a round piece. Insert your hook from inside the piece to the outside. From here, you're going to go into the next free stitch of the body. Once you've gone through both of those stitches, yarn over, pull through both of those, and then just single crochet them together. We're going to do this twice more. Go into the next stitch of the leg, from inside to outside, into the next stitch of the body, single crochet, once more into the stitch of the leg, out of the stitch of the body, and single crochet them together. So that's 3 stitches we've done. We're now going to bring in the second leg and we're going to do the same thing. Pick a stitch. You're going to push your hook into it from the inside of the piece to the outside. Then you're going to go into the next free stitch of the body, which is here. And then single crochet, go into the next stitch of the leg from inside to out, into the next stitch of the body, single crochet, and one more time into the stitch of the leg, into the stitch of the body, and single crochet. So the first leg we did was round 13 part B, the second leg is round 13 part C, and round 13 part D is going to be 9 single crochet. And that's round 13 done. Again, if I did that a little bit too quickly for you, just go back to the first video and the explanation there is slowed down. So now we're going to continue on with round 14. Round 14 is going to be 30 single crochet. We're going to do 9 in this first section from round 13 part A. We're then going to work in the 6 free stitches of the first leg, then the 6 free stitches of the second leg, and then in the last 9 single crochet that we did in round 13, part D. Round 15 is 13 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated twice. Round 16 is 28 single crochet. Round 17 is 12 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. Round 18 is 26 single crochet. Round 19 is 11 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. Okay, that's round 19 done. We actually have just 1 round to go in the body, but that round, round 20, joins the head and the body together. What I would recommend you do here is secure the end and don't cut your yarn, so we're leaving this attached to our skein. And before you join them together, add the details, because I find it easier to add the details when they're 2 separate pieces rather than together. We're going to start off, I'll just put this over here for now, with the head. So far we have an ear that we need to sew on, but I'm going to make 1 eye. And to do that, I'm going to grab my white yarn, and for this eye, because it's just a detail, I'm going to use my smaller hook size, which is 3.5mm in this case. And to start, I'm just going to put 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And 6 for round 2 and 3. If you want to do that, keep increasing out until your eye reaches a size that you think looks good. So for my round 2, I'm probably going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times to give me 9 stitches, but you may want a larger eye, so you could do 6 increases for round 2, and it also depends on what hook size and yarn weight you're using. So you're just going to have to eyeball this one. I think I've got 1 to go, 1, and increase. There we go, let's check the size of that. Alright, when the eye's done, you can crochet any other details that you'd like. You might want to do a little patch or, I don't know, a blood stain or something. And then we're just going to sew those on. So I'm going to do the eye first. And something I do find helpful to sewing pieces on to this open crochet part here is to add some stuffing first, then sew everything on and remove the stuffing. The one downside to that though is when you insert your little cat into this one, it gets fluff all over it. So I'm not going to do that here because I did that with my last one. And again, it works well for sewing, not so well for keeping your little kitten inside clean. So let's pop this eye about there, I reckon. And the head is a round piece, so it doesn't really matter too much which side in a round piece that you stick it on. Alright, now that's sewn on. Normally at this point, with a stuffed piece, I would weave this tail end in through the body a couple of times to secure it, but we can't do that in this case because we need to be able to turn this piece inside out, so we need to secure this another way. And the way that we're going to do that is pass our needle through to the inside of the piece, like that. We're going to turn the piece inside out, and we're going to weave this end in through the backs of our stitches. So I'm just going to pick up the loops behind the stitches like this. So if I turn my piece the right way out, you can't see, well, you can now because it poked through, but you can't actually see where I've gone through the stitches. And that's what we want, because we don't want the white yarn showing through. And I'm just going to go around there. So you're going to do this, weave back and forth a few times to secure your end. When that's done, turn your piece out the right way again, and sew on any of the other pieces you've crocheted. So for me, that's going to be the ear here. And after all those are crocheted, we're going to add some details in black yarn. I'll start with this. And then we're just going to secure the ear in the same way we did the eyes. Push your needle through to the inside of your work. Make sure that's nice and tight, turn it inside out, and then just work through the backs of your stitches. For this next part, I've just cut a length of black yarn and threaded that through my needle. And I just want to add a few little scars to my zombie cat here. I'm going to add one for the eye and then one for the ear, or where they should be. I'm going to start by inserting my needle into my piece, so working from the inside, and then pushing it out where I would like the scar to begin. I'm going to pull the black yarn through, but what I want to do here is leave enough of a tail on the inside of the piece that I'll be able to weave this in through the backs of my stitches, because we need to secure both ends in this case. So I've got enough there, and from here I'm just going to create the shape of the scar, whatever I'd like that to look like. When you're finished, pull on both ends you have firmly so the yarn will lay flat. And then we're going to turn the piece inside out and weave in both of the ends. So we're doing the same thing we've done previously, we just need to do it at both ends this time. And that's how you're going to add any remaining details. I'm going to add an eye scar and possibly a nose, and I think that will do for the head. And then we're going to go on and customize the body, and we're going to do that in the same way. You're going to attach any crocheted pieces. For example, I'm probably going to crochet a little patch. You're going to sew that on, weave in the end, add any details in black or whatever color you want to use, and then weave in both of those ends. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to continue putting these pieces together. That's the head done. Now I'm going to go on and do the same thing to the body piece. Now that all the details have been added, and I also weaved in the end that was left over from my headpiece, we're going to put these two pieces together, which will be round 20 part A, which is why we left our yarn attached. The first thing you should do is grab a spare stitch marker and mark out the middle of the front of your head. So just below the nose here is about the center for me. And the reason I'm doing this is so that we get the head and body aligned correctly. Not much point if you put it together and your head ends up over here. So we want that to be at the front. We're going to start off round 20 with part A, and this is another round where I'm again breaking the rounds down into parts A, B, and C. Round 20, part A is just 8 single crochet. And 8. The next 12 stitches, which is going to be round 20 part B, will be joining the head to the body. Now the reason I marked out the center here is because this is going to be our midpoint. Now we need to do 12 single crochet. So I'm going to start at this one and we're going to count out 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to take this stitch marker. I don't want to lose my sweat. Actually, I'm going to grab another stitch marker. Might be easier. And I'm going to put that there. I'm then going to take out this center stitch marker. And from this first one here, I'm now going to count 12. And I'm counting 12 including the one I've marked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to put another stitch marker back in that 12th one. And then I'm just going to see if that's even. So looking at that, that's not even. This is the front of my face here. There's a few too many stitches on the side here. So I'm going to move this down 1 stitch, which means I need to move this up 1 stitch. So I still have 12 stitches to work with. Again, I'm just going to look, and to me, that looks okay. If I single crochet from this point to this point, that's going to be pretty even. So now that I've worked that out, I'm going to start round 20 part B. I'm going to line my head up with the front of my head pressed to the legs. So it's like right sides together. We're going to press it like that, so then when we turn the head up, the piece will be in the right position. So legs to nose basically. And what we're going to do is attach this in a very similar way that we attached the legs earlier. We're going to go into that last stitch we marked, which for me is where the blue stitch marker is, and I'm going to work from inside of my piece. Let me take this out now, make sure I don't lose my stitch. I'm going to push my hook under the stitches from inside, pushing my hook to the outside. From there, I'm going to go straight into the next free stitch of the body piece. In there, I'm going to yarn over, pull through both stitches, and then single crochet. Again, into the next stitch of the head, from inside the piece to outside. So to outside, into the next free stitch of the body, single crochet them together. And we're going to do that for 12 stitches in total, or working from the first stitch mark you placed to the last one. And number 12, what I would recommend you do at this point is secure your end and then flip your little cat's head back and just triple check that you have it in the right position. If you flip your cat's head back and the nose and eyes are sort of over in this direction or this direction, just frog those stitches and then realign your head. But if your head is in a good position, we're going to continue on with round 20 part C, which is just going to be a single crochet in the 4 remaining stitches. No, I grabbed the wrong hook size. I should separate my hooks so I'm not accidentally grabbing the wrong one all the time. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you've done those 4, we're going to cut a little bit of a tail, pull up with that, and we're going to weave this end in through the backs of our stitches like we've done all the detail pieces. What you can also do, if you would like, is sew these front legs to the body like we did in our original Hallow Kitty. And again, you will need to secure those ends by weaving the, let me turn that inside out, weaving the ends of the yarn in through the backs of the stitches. Alright, and that is the inner cat finished. You can add some more details if you'd like. I will be adding some details with my felting needle at some point, but I used it in a project the other day and I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna have to find that first. But that is our inner cat done, or the zombie cat if you're following along with this. We're going to go on now and crochet the third and largest piece. And it's been like a week and a half since I filmed this section, but I've been sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I almost completely lost it for about a week. And I was going to wait until my voice was completely better before I filmed this, but if I did that, I would run out of time. This video is supposed to go up tonight, so the filming needs to get done. And what we're going to do now is make the largest cat, which is in my case, the ghost cat. But like with the other two pieces, this is designed so you can customize it however you would like. And for this third and largest piece, we are going to use our largest crochet hook, or as I explained in the intro, the recommended hook size of your yarn. And we're going to start off by doing 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And this piece differs slightly from the other two in that we're going to be crocheting the head and body together as one piece. I'm not going to be crocheting legs for this because it's a ghost. I'm not going to put legs on it. However, if you would like to crochet some legs, you're going to use the pattern from the second one, the zombie one here, and you're going to crochet them in this larger hook size, but then you'll need to sew those to the front because we don't join the legs and the body together in this instance. If you are an experienced crocheter, you may be able to do that yourself. You'll be able to work out the stitch counts. But if you're not, just crochet yourself 2 legs using this pattern and just sew them onto the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I totally lost count there. 5 and 6. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Round 4 is 2 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Round 5 is 3 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 6 is 4 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. After round 6, we should now have 36 stitches in our round, and then round 7 is just going to be 36 single crochet. Round 8 is 5 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. After round 8, we should now have 42 stitches, and rounds 9 through to 15 are each going to be 42 single crochet. Round 16 is 5 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 6 times. Round 17 is 4 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 18 is going to be 8 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 3 times. Round 18 was the last round of the head, so that is finished now, but we're going to crochet the head and body as one piece. So round 19 is going to be the first round of the body, and we're going to work that in the front loops only, and the front loop is the part of the stitch that's closest to us, this one here. And in those front loops we're going to do 8 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. For round 20, we're back to working in both loops, and we're just going to do 30 single crochet. Round 21 is 9 single crochet and an increase, repeated 3 times. Round 22 is 33 single crochet. Round 23 is 10 single, and I just knocked my stitch marker onto the floor. Fantastic. Anyway, round 23 is 10 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. It's okay, I have a spare. I'll get that other one later. After round 23, we should now have 36 stitches in our round, and rounds 24, 25 and 26 are each going to be 36 single crochet. Round 27 is 11 single crochet or 1 increase, repeated 3 times. At this point, at the end of round, what was it, 27? Yeah, 27, we should have 39 stitches in our round, and then rounds 28, 29 and 30 are each just going to be 39 single crochet. Round 31 is 12 single crochet and an increase, repeated 3 times. And that's round 31. If you are making any other version of the cat other than the ghost, you can stop there. But because I'm making the ghost cat, I'm going to add one more round just to add a little bit of ghostly detail. So what we're going to do is, in the front loop only, we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 and then 2. And then in the third stitch, or the third front loop, we're going to do a shell stitch. And to do that, we're just going to put 5 double crochet in this stitch. We're going to yarn over, go into the front loop, yarn over and pull through. And at this point, we should have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now you should have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over for a final time and pull through both of those loops. That was 1 double crochet. We're going to do that 4 more times in the same front loop. Three, 4 and 5. And then we're just going to repeat that pattern all the way around. We're going to do 2 single crochet across the next 2 front loops, 1 and 2, then a shell, which is 5 double crochet in the same stitch, and just continue on with that. When you've finished your last shell stitch, all we're going to do is slip stitch back into the first single crochet that we did, which is here. Just slip stitch, and then you want to cut a little tail so you can weave that end in and secure it. So that is the head and body finished. What we're going to do now is crochet the details. I'm going to crochet 2 ears, so which I've already done, because they use the exact same pattern as the ear for the zombie and also the skeleton kitty, but with the larger hook size, so they're done. I've also crocheted some eyes, and all I did for that was put 6 single crochet in a magic circle for round 1, and I did use half a size down to make these eyes. So I'm using half a size down from what I used to crochet the body. And 6, and then round 2 was just 6 increases, and that's all I did for the eyes. And I'm going to leave a tail for sewing that on. And the last thing I'm going to crochet is going to be the tail. And once again, we're using a very similar pattern to what we've used previously. We're going to begin by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And I'm using the same hook size here that I did for the head and body. So 6 single crochet in a magic circle to begin. And 6. And then you're just going to continue crocheting 6 single crochet until the tail reaches a length that you're happy with. I'm going to be doing rounds 2 through to 21 as 6 single crochet each, and that is 20 rounds, which works out to be 120 single crochet. So I'll be doing 120 single crochet from here, but you can customize the length of your tail to however long or short you would like it to be. And that is the tail finished, and ooh, we won at Yarn Chicken today. So what we're going to do is leave a tail to sew that on as well. And with that finished, we're going to assemble our final piece. And we're going to do that the same way we assembled this piece. We're going to sew all the pieces on, add the details, and then make sure to weave the ends in through the backs of the stitches, both to hide them and to secure them so the pieces don't come off. And that is my last piece sewn on. I'm probably going to add some more details to these 2 pieces a bit later on, but I still haven't found my felting needle. And I was planning to add some details by using that, so that's just going to have to wait until I find it. But now that all 3 pieces are complete, we can put our little transforming cat together. So the first thing you're going to do is take your smallest piece, the first one we made, and you're going to insert it into the second piece, which in my case is the zombie. It's supposed to be a tight fit, so you might have to do a fair bit of maneuvering and pushing and pulling, but it does fit. So you're going to curl the tail around the base of your cat here, and then you're going to insert that and the body into the body of your second piece. Just make sure all the pieces fit in. One thing to watch out for is sometimes the feet of the first cat can get caught in between the legs of the second cat here. There's a tiny little gap, so you just want to make sure it doesn't catch on there. I'm just going to keep pushing that through. And there we go, that's in. Then you're going to insert the head into, well, the head. So you're going to push that into there. And again, you might have to use a little bit of force, not too much if you've used the correct hook sizes. There we go. And also what I like to do is try and press the ears of my skeleton cat flat so you don't get too much of a bulge there. So we're going to flatten that out. There we go. So there is the piece number 1 and piece number 2 together. And then all you do is take this piece we've just created and shove it in the third one. So just going to push it all the way up. Again, should be a fairly tight fit, not too tight that you can't get it through, but tight enough that it sort of just fits in. And hide that in there. And there you go. Pull that out. And we take the head off first. Ta-da! Transforming cat. And that's going to be it for this video. There were a few hiccups with this one. At first the design process didn't work out very well, and then I had to record it over a span of about 3 weeks because I ended up sick, but we got there in the end. So I hope you all enjoy your little transforming Halloween cat. If you do end up making one, or any of the other little Hallow Kitties, feel free to share that with me over on Instagram or TikTok or Tumblr, whatever social media you happen to be on. And I think that's it for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will be back next week with a new video.